the illusion of forever.
For 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled the Earth. They survived continents tearing apart, rising seas and freezing winters. They endured shifting climates. They adapted, they evolved, they conquered every corner of the planet. It seemed unimaginable that anything could ever challenge their dominance. But the history of Earth has never favored permanence. Because on a single ordinary day, a silent visitor arrived from deep space. A mountain-sized rock, moving faster than sound, faster than thought. And within hours, the age of dinosaurs would be erased. This is the story of that final day, the last sunrise of the dinosaurs. Earth, at the edge of change. 66 million years ago, Earth stood at the end of the Cretaceous period, the final chapter of the Mesozoic era. The ancient supercontinent Pangaea had nearly finished breaking apart. The planet already resembled the world we recognize today, but it was still unfinished. North and South America had finally separated. Africa, Australia, and Greenland carried familiar outlines. Europe and Asia were only beginning to take shape, stitched together by rising mountain chains. Across Siberia, Mongolia, the Andes, and the Cordillera, the continents were still being born. Earth was alive and restless. The Cretaceous period lasted 79 million years, making it the longest chapter in dinosaur history. Across those millions of years, the climate never stood still. It shifted again and again. By the final ages of the Cretaceous, the planet had begun to cool. Ice caps formed at the poles. Winters grew longer and harsher. In some regions, temperatures fell below -10 degrees Celsius. In what is now Alaska, winter lows reached -45. And yet, Earth was still warmer than it is today. Lush vegetation blanketed the continents. Vast forests spread outward from the steaming tropics to the shadowed polar regions. This was a world thick with life, a planet alive with green. And it was during this age that flowering plants quietly and forever transformed the planet, changed the future of life on Earth. The Green Revolution. Ancient conifers and ginkgo trees stood alongside newcomers, early versions of walnuts, ash, and beech. Their fallen leaves softly returned to the soil. Season after season, they enriched the land, allowing grasses and delicate herbs to spread quietly across the continents. With flowers came insects. Butterflies took to the air. Bees began their endless work, carrying pollen from plant to plant. Fruits developed, new sources of energy wrapped in bright colors and sweet flesh. This was no sudden revolution, but a quiet one, a green transformation that reshaped the animal world. Herbivores diversified, ecosystems grew richer, denser, more complex. And in the shadows of the giants, a different story was beginning to unfold. The hidden rise of mammals. Mammals had lived beside dinosaurs for millions of years, but until now, they had remained small, overlooked. Most were no larger than rodents, quick, alert, mostly nocturnal. In what is now Argentina, paleontologists uncovered the skull of a tiny mammal, barely 20 centimeters long. Its elongated muzzle and sharp teeth earned it a nickname, the saber-toothed squirrel. It likely fed on insects, seeds, and small prey. But mammals were beginning to experiment with size. In Madagascar, scientists discovered the remains of a strange herbivore, 3 times larger than modern marmots. It carried massive bony crests on its skull for defense and possessed an extraordinary sense of smell. And then there was Mammuthus, dog-sized, muscular, a predator. This mammal hunted insects, small animals, and even newly hatched dinosaurs. Still, mammals were not yet rulers. The planet still belonged to reptiles, the true kings of Earth. Dinosaurs stood at the peak of prehistoric evolution. They occupied every continent, every climate, every ecological niche. Some were astonishingly small, one species no larger than a modern hummingbird. Others were the largest land animals to ever walk the earth. Alamosaurus stretched nearly 30 meters long, weighed almost 40 tons, dragged a tail longer than a city bus. Nothing challenged their supremacy. Nothing except time. 5 hours before impact, it was an ordinary day. Herds grazed, predators hunted, life followed routines refined over millions of years. A massive herd of Alamosaurus moved slowly toward the Yucatan Peninsula, searching for fresh vegetation. Each adult required nearly a ton of plants every single day. They consumed entire forests and moved on. Nomads by necessity. Across the world, in the floodplains of Asia, an aging Tarbosaurus stalked the water's edge. 14 meters long, armed with dozens of serrated teeth. It searched patiently for prey, unaware that the sky above had already begun to change. Little remained the 3 hours before impact. Along the coasts of North America, a Pachycephalosaurus foraged near the sea. Its thick domed skull, nearly 25 centimeters, of solid bone, protected it during brutal head-butting contests. Though mostly herbivorous, it was not picky. Seeds, fruits, shellfish, small animals, even hatchlings. Nearby, deep within a forest, a female Ankylosaurus guided her 4 newborn young, her body covered in armor, her tail ending in a crushing club. She was not aggressive, only defensive, a mother in a dangerous world. 2 hours before impact, a final battle. Violence, inevitability. Elsewhere, a Carnotaurus made a fatal mistake. It wandered into the territory of a Tyrannosaurus rex. The T-Rex smelled the intruder long before it saw it. Its vision was precise, binocular, deadly. The attack was sudden, overwhelming. The Carnotaurus never stood a chance. Within moments, the T-Rex was feeding, consuming nearly 100 kilograms of meat. As it ate, it never looked up. And so, it missed the light growing brighter in the sky. High above Earth, a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid entered the atmosphere. Pulled by gravity, it accelerated to 20 kilometers per second. Air compressed and ignited around it, heating the rock to tens of thousands of degrees. The sky burned brighter than the sun. Animals screamed, forests ignited, and then silence. Impact, the end of an era. Catastrophic restrained, the asteroid struck near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. The explosion released energy equal to 10 billion nuclear bombs. Earth's crust shattered. Shockwaves raced around the planet. Tsunamis over 100 meters high surged across continents. Fires spread worldwide. Rocks rained from the sky. Glass fell like hail. Darkness followed. Temperatures plunged. Acid rain poisoned land and sea. For months, then years, sunlight vanished. Plants died. Herbivores starved. Predators followed. One by one, the dinosaurs disappeared. Aftermath, a world without giants. When the dust finally settled, Earth was silent. But life did not end. Ferns returned, grasses spread, forests regrew, and the survivors, small adaptable mammals, emerged from burrows and branches into a world without giants. From them would come us. Closing, a warning from deep time. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for 160 million years. Humans have ruled it for only a moment. Earth remembers its past, and it does not promise a future. Because the planet has ended worlds before, and one day it may decide again.